What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Timeless Adventures. And since last episode, there has been a bit of an update to the Nether. Now, I don't know if you can tell right now, but there's a few changes to some of the ambient sounds. It's definitely added a bit more of a scare factor to the Nether. And we're gonna take a little pit stop right here. I'm gonna leave Hamlet right here. He's been such a good passenger. Hamlet's just chilling there. He's my security. If you saw last episode, we did this beautiful Nether highway. We have a lot of stuff to do today, everyone. And I mean, well, we're not going to get the whole thing done. You saw the episode, you saw the title. You know what we're going to be doing. The question is, which part we're going to be working on at what time. So I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. And here we are. So this is the start of industry. Well, this isn't. This is where we land. We're going to take the Nether highway. We're going to come through that portal, and then I got to clear this out because I need a bunch of logs for chests and hoppers and all that stuff. We're going to get to that much later. And if we just direct our attention over here, not too far from where we just touched down in the overworld, this is going to be Industry Island. This is a very, very large island. This is probably one of the most ambitious projects I've ever thought of doing in survival. Now, the point of this Industry Island, of course, is all things industry. Let me just get my rockets here. All things industry. We're going to be having all the beefiest farms imaginable. We're going to have an OP creeper farm over there, one of the ones I did a tutorial on a while back for 22 stacks an hour. We're going to have a 0-tick farm area. We're going to have villager breeders. You know what? Let me just show you what I mean. And what I mean by show you what I'm talking about is, so I created a very highly detailed map using a highly advanced photo editing software known to few as MS Paint. And here we have the zoomed out version of Industry Island or Industrial Islands, okay? And you'll notice this big landmass here is Industry Island. And we'll go into that later because there's a lot going on in that area. But you'll notice these other sections that I have blurred out right now. We have, each of those are going to be a unique farm, except for right here. This is going to be the Nether highway. This is where we landed when I went through the portal where we left Hamlet. We are right there in the Nether, in that area, right? And then if we take a look up at the top, we got the end district. Now I want to decorate this end portal. I'm not entirely sure how just yet, but that is something to keep in mind. And we're going to use the end district obviously for shulker farming and all that stuff. So then we're going to come over here to the Guardian district, which is where we're going to have the Guardian farm, most likely Silent Whisperer's one of his designs. He has a very good setup going for high levels of XP and loot. Then down here at the bottom right, we have ourselves the Witch District, which you guessed it, we're gonna have a witch farm. It's not top priority because we have one already just near the beginning of the game. We could use, we could farm redstone and we could farm glowstone, glass bottles, and sticks. I'm not worried about gunpowder, but that is also there. And then this beauty right here is going to be the Iron District. We're going to be farming about 4,000 ingots per hour in this area. I've got it all mapped out. It's going to be very exciting. So the focus of today is going to be the Iron District, but before we can fuel the iron farms with villagers, we're going to actually take a look at Industry Island, the larger mass of the total Industry Isles. And we're going to look over here where it's not blurred out. We have the Villager District. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to put together an industrial villager farm to mass produce a bunch of baby villagers. We're going to send them off into the Nether, of course, and then put them wherever we need. So in this case, we're going to just mass produce them and send them off into the Iron District so we can get the iron farms up and running. But we got a lot of work to do. Besides that, we also have to clear the area of the Iron District. It's a mushroom island, so we don't have to worry about hostile mobs, but we will have to level the area. We have to chunk a line and mark out our build space. And this farm is designed where we can stack 12 of them together to make 4,000 iron, over 4,000 iron per hour. So this is going to be quite the project ahead of us. And after about an hour later, we have completely cleared out this area. We still got some loose leaves here and there, simply because we're no longer in the ticking area. But we have a good place to land. And so, as I said, we're going to go through the Nether Highway, and then we're going to hit the portal, and then we're going to be right here. And going back to the map, then you'll see that this is the central area for all the farms. So which way is south? We need to go south. That's this way. So south and west. So over there will be the iron farm. And then over there in the northeast, we have the End District. We have the main industry island over there. And that there was something else, I think, possibly. But anyway, this is something I might need your help on, everybody. So the only plan I have for this island, to be completely honest, is just where we're gonna touch down before going to all the different, farming districts. What we should do with this island, I'm open to all sorts of suggestions. I'll take a look at all the different options and try to come up with some on my own as well, then just kind of weigh which ones would be the most practical. Or just something for fun. Who knows? Let me know. And yeah, let's move on to the next thing. So what we have to do next, like I said, we want to clear out we need to go to the Mushroom Island, and we need to start chunk aligning. Now, before we start chunk aligning, we have to clear out what? Oh, I always get scared. I keep forgetting that parrots make that noise. Now, if you just give me a minute, I'm gonna pull up my list of numbers. So, like I said, we have to go to the Mushroom Island. We've got to, before we chunk align it, we have to clear it out. We have to flatten the area. And then once we flatten the area, then we chunk align it. And by chunk aligning, I mean we literally are going to place color-coded blocks in 41 chunks. So this is what we're working with, everybody. So let's go ahead and soak this in real quick. We don't gotta worry about sleeping because there's well, this is a Mushroom Island. This is safe territory. So we're gonna be right about here, right? It's a little rough, and we're like right at a ravine. Let me take a look at the map real quick. Okay, so this is literally the center of the farm. This is where we're gonna AFK, and then we're gonna have the farm set up here. So as you can tell, we clearly have a lot of work to do. I'm gonna sleep just so we can kind of clear the area out real quick. Okay, it's a new day. We got our little camp set up. So like I said, we are going to be like right over here. Yeah. This is the sweet spot. Yeah. So this is going to be our center chunk. And it's going to go out, 4 chunks from the edge of our center chunk. So we're going to bring this all down. We're going to bring it down to, I'd say let's bring it down to, okay, perfect, right here. We're going to bring it down to, no. We're going to bring it down to level 70. Okay, all of this, that whole area, we're going to bring it down to level 70. And then from there, we are going to build the entire frame of the farm. Now, so the way this works is this is a 2-part farm. For anyone that follows Silent Whisperer and knows what farm I'm talking about, this is a 2-part farm. So we're going to build the quad stacked farm first, the framework for that. Then we put in the villagers. So we'll have to build the village breeder, and then we're going to have to find a way to send them over here into the quad stacked farm. Then after that part of the farm is done, we can build the other 8 in the cardinal directions. The reason why we have to do it in 2 parts is because we don't want the villages colliding. We bring all the villagers into the center 4 farms, and then we can build the additional wings and add the villagers that way. It sounds a little complicated. This is a very complicated iron farm, and I am very, very excited to finally be able to put this together. So what we're going to do in this time lapse, everybody, we are going to level this area. We're going to build the quad section of the farm, the first 4 farms. We're going to build an industrial village breeder. We're going to send the villagers over here and get that farm going and start pumping out about 1,400 ingots per hour. Then we have to build the other 8 in all cardinal directions, 2 in each cardinal direction, 8 in total, in addition to the quad stack that we need to bring the villagers in there. We're going to have to set up a massive industrial level storage to handle all of the incoming product. So you know the drill. Sit back, relax, enjoy the music, and here we go for a time lapse. And people really don't realize just how much time goes into a time lapse. I know it's very, very brief on your end, but believe it or not, this project took me over 20 hours in total. What you're watching right now, the land development, flattening the mountain down and chunk aligning everything, that took about 13 hours. And then the industrial breeder is not that bad. That was a very quick project. But then building the iron farm, building it is fine. You can see that I had no problem building it. And once you get the first one down, you pretty much have the whole schematic memorized. But then you have to deal with the villagers. And that is what's going to take you days of raging and frustration. So for anyone wanting to build this, just mentally prepare yourself for taking a lot of time in putting this together. Anyway, that's my commentary on this whole project. Thank you all again for watching, and I'll let you get back to the music. Oh my goodness, everybody. So, about 6 days, almost a week later, and this is finally done. And so, we got some good news and we got some bad news. Which one would you prefer? First, let's go ahead and let's go on with the good news. Let's talk about the positives of this farm, okay? For anyone that wants to build this, we need to talk about, measure the pros and cons, okay? So off camera, I decided to add in this little roof. It's not in the tutorial, but I figured, I was reading through comments and somebody mentioned something about he lost a farm because of lightning striking. And so he had an entire village turn into witches. So he had 11 out of the 12 functional farms going for him. So I decided to add in, you know, some bottom slabs so that way they have protection. Now we are on a mushroom island, as you saw in that extensive like leveling of this area. Let me tell you, that was about over 15 hours. But so I got the roof in to protect from the zappies, right? We don't want them to turn into witches. And then I also added in, I connected all of them into a line of hoppers and went into a storage silo, which I just recently completed. And it looks like right now we have poppies going through because there's a composter up at the top right here. And let's see how well I can land it. Okay. So we have it all filtering through, and then we got the poppies just popping through here. And then the bone meal is going to go down there. So we have ourselves a bit of bone meal. We got the string from the kitties, and we also have the iron, of course. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. Let's talk about, the positives. Not my flying skills, but let's talk about the positives of this farm. So, each farm, fully optimized, 350 iron each. And as you can see, these are two separate farms. Look at this. Look at this. We have iron golems popping out for both farms. We have another one right over there. Look at that. We have, now this is pretty much non-stop, everyone. Like literally the longest I've seen one farm go without a golem, 2 minutes. 2 minutes tops. We got them dying up here. The drops go down through here, and then let's see if I can let's glide in. Out. Well, let me get up there real quick. Will this be it? And nice and smooth. Okay. And then they also spawn down here, and the kitty cats will drop straight down. They'll fall in the campfires. You know, if anyone who's seen this video has seen the tutorial from Silent Whisperer, you know what this does. But the kitty cats go down into that hole. They die. They get the Bernie. We get their string, all that stuff. So let's talk about the positives. Is you're going to get 1,400 iron per hour. You're also going to get your string. You're going to get some bone meal or roses or poppies or whatever. If you don't want to convert them into through the composter, that's fine. This is the quad stack design, and it is perfect for the industry aisles because, well, this is the point in the storyline where we do everything big. Like you saw the game plans that we have for the rest of this season. Industry aisles is where it's happening, everybody. We're going to be producing large amounts of product throughout that entire, series of islands. And this is just step one of the process. Why did we do this one first? Well, because we need lots of hoppers. We need lots of iron for storage. So I figured, why don't we just do the first thing right off the bat? We'll do the quad stacked iron farm. Now, I was originally going to do the 12 stack in this time lapse in this episode. However, as I said, it has been almost a week and I am so frazzled and exhausted. And I want to try to get an episode out to you all sooner rather than later. It's already been so long since I've given you all a video. So this is a perfect stopping point. And as we progress through the episodes, like, when I work on, say, like the industrial flower farm or bone meal farm, we'll come over here and we'll add on a couple more, because the way that works, I'll add the video down below for you to peruse for yourself. But the way the 12 stack farm works, so we have the quad farms right here, right? And then sticking out of each of these in the cardinal directions right about here, we're going to have one farm here and one farm there. They are touching and they're just side by side, and they are perfectly aligned so they don't interfere with each other. And then so that's how that works. You do two at a time, and then you go do another 2 in that direction. You do another 2 off in that direction, and then you do another 2 off in that direction, which means each of these separate cardinal directions requires an additional 40 villagers. And well, you saw the time lapse of that industrial village breeder. I had about a good couple hundred, about 140 villagers just from that farm. I AFK'd for about 10 minutes. So getting villagers is not a problem. I mean, you saw the process, managing them, physically moving them. It's a nightmare, and that leads into some of the cons. So moving the villagers is a pain. Building is actually easy. Honestly, now I could probably do this entire farm without going through the tutorial, because you have to watch it so many times, because you have to know the exact measurements. At least for me, it really sticks into your head. Like, I know the dimensions of all of this verbatim. So you really do get to learn a lot about this farm, but it is extensive. It does take a lot of learning. It takes a lot of understanding about village mechanics if you don't know already. It's a lot to take in, and it's a lot to build. It's a lot of resource gathering. We still have plenty of stuff down below, but it took so much resource. It took so much time. And also, if you don't have an already flattened area, you saw what I did. You know what this place looked like. There was mountains here. There was land here. And over the course of a couple days, I just got rid of all of it, and then I zoned the area and chunk aligned everything perfectly. So that's a big con. It's very time exhausting. It takes a lot of time to build this. It takes a lot of patience. And speaking of patience, you know, I was put to the test. This farm, you'll notice something. We have golems spawning here. We have cats spawning here, but we don't have anything spawning here. And I followed everything to the letter. For some reason, I think it might be because maybe I'm running on the Xbox One, like one of the original Xbox Ones. So processing power is not the best. I'm also on Realms, so there's also a bit of performance issues there. It's just me and Joker, but still Realms is Realms. And so it doesn't work. We have 3 farms operational, 4 farms built, 3 working farms. So we're getting about 1100 iron per hour instead of 1400, which I loaded up backups of this world. I did some testing in a creative copy, and I just did test after test after test. I even created a brand new village. I did the whole process over again, and I still couldn't get anything. And by the time you get 3 villages already established, there is such a serious lag issue with the villagers linking. They don't want to link to the beds. They don't want to link to their workstations. The only thing that seems to be consistent is the village leader stays the village leader. Which brings me to another thing. For anyone wanting to build this on Realms, please, please, please reach out to someone who has done this on Realms, such as me. If Silent Whisperer has also done this on Realms, or he knows what happens on Realms, reach out to him. You can contact me on my Discord, and I will personally help you set things up, because the way villager mechanics work on Realms is, if you've seen the tutorial, you'll bring in 3 villagers, and then you will establish who the leader is. You'll bring them in, and then you bring the portal closer, and then you bring more villagers in 3 at a time and link them to the village. The problem with that is that if you are not on Realms, the village leader will stay the same. If you are on Realms, the new villager will always 10 times out of 9 become the village leader, forcing you to have to kill all of your villagers, start the whole process all over again. So what you have to do, you saw me figure it out near the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th farm, is that I brought in all 20 villagers, all 21 villagers, and then I established the leader. and then I brought them over 3 at a time, 4 at a time, and it was quite the process, everyone. But I finally figured it out, and then I also looked at the comments, and it confirmed that what I figured out, someone was also doing. So please reach out to me if you're building this on Realms and you are having troubles with the village leader. Um, yeah. Don't do it the way the video says it, word for word. If you were on Realms, it's better safe than sorry. Ask around. This is such a massive project, and it's always good to be as much in the know of what will work and what won't work based on how you're playing this game before you actually get the project done. So, oh, that was a weird glitch. So, I think that's it, everyone. It's been quite a while since we did an episode, and I'm glad we finally got this out. This is the first step of Industry Isles, everyone. We have a lot to do. As we take a look at the map again, we have a bunch of other things we do. We have the Aquatic District, we've got the Creeper District, we've got the Trade District, we've got so many things to do, and it's going to be a blast. I'm happy with this, but I also want to just stay away from it because it brought so much frustration, but I am glad. Let's take a look at the iron. So I let this AFK for a day, and now I connected all of them up. So there's definitely a lot more than this, and there's of course a lot more on the way. But I think that's going to be it, everyone. That's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this time lapse of the farm and of leveling this land out. Let me know down below if you're going to try to build something like this in your world. And if you are on Realms, of course, again, like I said, please reach out to me or someone else in the community that has done this on Realms and can help you with troubleshooting. You don't want to go through the same mistakes that all of us had to do. But that is going to be it, everybody. I am Timeless Traveler, and this was Timeless Adventures. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the time lapses. I hope you got to enjoy this beautiful monstrosity Goliath of an iron farm. And take a look down below at Silent Whisperer's video. The tutorial is going to be down there below. You can check that out. But other than that, until next time, you all have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next episode.